that that moment had me standing up out of my seat, bro. Like I'm
I
literally
I, I can imagine.
because it's the way it's just the way everything built up was just immaculate.
I just remember the meme that says Lord Levi, or it says shows Levi, and it's like it smells like bitch in here. All of y'all smell like bitch. Like that's literally Levi. Levi is literally that dude.
Literally that dude. Like one like man. And you know what's so funny? Like you forget, or at least I forgot how dope Levi was because of the way everything was just so broken up in the anime. Like
Yeah.
the first part of season 3 is what made me stop watching it because it was just so convoluted and just a jumbled mess because they try to fit so much of the manga into that first half and it just didn't work. But dude,
So my question is this is being recorded, right?
yeah,
Okay. All right. But go ahead.
that's what. And then once I get past that first half of that season 3, it just turns into something way too good.
Yeah. This is kind of like sparking that I want to watch Attack on Titan again.
Please do,
because
bro.
I literally have been like I've read the manga. Well, I don't want to watch it, but this speech is revitalizing almost.
Dude, and like I don't know if you that English voice acting though, that passion.
No, I can see it. I can feel it.
Dude, it had me fucking going, man. It almost made me shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie. But before we get started with today's episode, we wanted to, I just want to mention what we're talking about this episode. So this episode is pretty much going to be about the 2019 summer releases. We're going to do a lot of talking of that. Maybe a little bit of anime news in there as well. Not much. I don't really have that much anime news, but I'm gonna throw something in there. And then episode 14, Demon Slayer recap, of course, which I can't wait to talk about that either.
All right.
But you ready to get this thing cracking?
Oh man, brother. Yeah. I'm sorry, you got me kind of hype after that one. Yeah, get it started.
That Irvin speech.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
My sweet waifu.
Is that you?
Mic check. Waifu Waifu. Montel, is that you?
Polow, it's true. The listeners will do this for you.
What's up there, boy?
Nothing much, brother. How you feeling?
Oh my God, I'm feeling fantastic. For one,
man.
I watched so much anime that it's actually disgusting. Like I feel like I'm throwing up anime right now. I watch so much of that shit.
Oh man, I feel it.
This is episode 4 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. I'm Polow.
I'm Tel, as you already know.
Yo, bro, listen. I know y'all heard the way we started this episode. We started off different. We're probably gonna do something different at the beginning of the show before we actually launch the intro music, just to get y'all hyped for the episode. Because I figured that, entice more people to want to listen. Because we be having some gems. Last episode was great.
Right.
But this one, man, this one's gonna be even better. I can feel it.
I'm feeling some things right now.
Dog, listen. Okay,
so messed me up, bro.
So before we get started into 2019 summer releases, which there are a lot of, I want to first start off with an apology to the creator or the anime producers or whatever you want to call them of the anime Attack on Titan. All my friends, Chris, Tony, everybody that mentioned Attack on Titan in their top 5, I understand wholeheartedly why you feel that, because fuck, man, I decided to push past that first half of season 3 and to the second half. That anime is just ridiculous. The storytelling, the writing, the voice acting in the English dub had me so invested. I couldn't even think for the time I was catching up to it. Now I'm on episode 55. Episode 56 literally just came out today, actually, earlier today, but I didn't get a chance to watch it because unfortunately 9 to 5s and all that good stuff. But
of course.
So fuck, dude. My mind is blown.
So that scene you sent me,
The
Oh
scene we
my
started
god.
it off the
Yeah.
podcast with, bro.
Oh man, you hit my heart with that one, dude. Like so, the most ridiculous thing is like, as you know, I have been reading the Attack on Titan manga since season 1 ended, and
Mm-hmm.
the scene that we shared in the beginning, um, that is literally like, I think about 2 years old, if not older, in the manga,
Oof.
and I remember that speech. I remember it, but it's like it doesn't have that impact. And you know, I'm not a fan of the English dubs. Um, and yo, that hit me. That hit me hard. That was so good.
Dude, man, I'm telling you, when I say Levi is Matthew Mercer, and if y'all don't, I mean, you know what Matthew Mercer is, bro. Like,
Right.
Matthew Mercer is one of the top of the line voice actors. Like, it's man, he's freaking Levi. Now, I forgot not watching Attack on Titan for as long as I have until I started catching up. I forgot how much Levi was that much of a beast. Man's
True
an ox.
monster.
Spoilers for that for episode 55 and before. Levi literally chopped up the Beast Titan arms and was about to fucking destroy his shit before he before he even knew what happened. He's like, "Oh, this little puny human is gonna try to take me on by himself. Oh, no chance!" His
Yeah,
arms is gone.
exactly. First of all, you don't even know who you're dealing with.
Right.
Like, Levi is that dude.
He literally wiped out his entire front line too, from getting to get to the Beast Titan while he was in the middle of throwing
Yeah,
rocks and
that the Hail Mary of rocks for
yep.
sure.
Oh God, man, dude, I was wrong about this anime. This anime is 100% worth watching. I was completely wrong. I'm man enough to admit it because I was dead wrong, bro. Like dead wrong. It's worth watching. If you
Oh
haven't,
man,
if you gave up like I did, go back and watch it.
if if you gave up like I did and started reading the manga, because I know I had a couple of friends hit me up say, "I'm glad you brought up the Attack on Titan manga." I'm like an advocate right now.
You an advocate, bro.
Yeah, like low key, no high key. I'm about to start watching the Attack on Titan anime.
That's
That
like
was,
me, and
that was
that's like being
ridiculous.
Steins Gate. I'm trying to be a Steins Gate advocate.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be at this point. That Attack on Titan stuff was fierce, dude.
Oh, bro, I can't believe how much I'm missing. I missed. Like watching it with people probably would have been better because I'm not gonna lie. I saw on my Twitter when like the Attack on Titan episodes aired, like I didn't understand anything that was going on. So I'm like, okay, what are they talking about? But everybody just saying this show is so good. Attack on Titan is so good. Like
You know what?
what?
You know what we got to do?
What?
We got to do reactions.
Oh, true.
We got to do an anime reaction because I swear both of us would have been up on our feet for that.
Yo, straight up, dude. Straight. What sucks, man, is I don't know if y'all noticed, but Taylor's in Florida and I'm back up here in Cleveland. So it's like we're not even doing this in the same room. I know the sound quality probably sound like we are. Shout out to the producer.
Right. Polow.
But like, no, we're not. He's in a whole different state. We need to get together one of these days and just watch a bunch of anime
Yeah,
and react to it.
what I would say is, hey, we could probably end up doing a live stream. I would say, if the listeners want that, if they want to see us react to anime, they can send in clips and we'll react to them live, or just do a little poll and see if people actually want to see that or not.
That's perfect. That's a fucking great idea. Yeah, man. Oh man, let me rewind the show a little bit because we just got right into it. This is Mic Check Waifu Waifu episode 4. You can of course listen to it on all podcasting services. Just search Mic Check Waifu Waifu in iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that good stuff. To make it easier for you guys though, we do have miccheckwaifuwaifu.com. It is a website and it's up. It's completely up. And you can just click the links inside the top navigation bar that has literally every podcasting service in it, and you can listen there and subscribe there and rate, of course. We would appreciate that a lot, especially if you rate it on iTunes, because that gets more ears to this podcast and hopefully people listening to it. We do have a Facebook group as well. That's also on that website. I don't really do Facebook, but Tel controls all of that.
It is growing in likes every day and views. We do appreciate it.
Straight up.
Facebook's got what is it, like 2 billion people or something on there. So if you can share Mic Check Waifu Waifu group page on Facebook, please.
That'd be dope. Okay, so should we get into the crux of things, or do you want to add anything? Start with those summer
No,
releases.
no, let's start with those summer releases. I'm excited.
Okay, so the summer release is straightforward.
Well, either way, I've watched some stuff that I'm
Yeah.
happy with, some stuff I'm a
Yeah.
little iffy on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got some stuff to talk about, and I'm happy.
So okay, so let's start off with. I mean, the summer season just started literally. This week actually. So a lot of shows came out already. The first one that we probably should talk about is probably the first one on that Funimation list. So
All
you
right.
wanna do that one first?
So this one is actually one I'm really feeling right now. That Fire Force.
Oh, that's so good, dude.
Oh my goodness, bro. So first of all, from the creator and writers of Soul Eater,
Which is your shit.
It's all right. Obviously, Soul Eater is great from beginning to end up until like that little bit of heresy we get at the end where no one likes it. But
I've never even seen it.
yeah, right now, Fire Force, in terms of like everything, I'm loving how it starts off. They give us some greatness in the beginning. They give us some beautiful artwork. I feel like the main character, is super relatable.
You know what I like about this with Fire Force?
What's up?
The way they describe his problem with his smile.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fucking great. So his smile comes from his face tensing up. Like his face just tense up, and he has like these rugged teeth, and it like gives this grin like he's happy about something, but he's literally not. Like, for instance, I mean, the world of Fire Force. You want to? I guess we should probably start off with that.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually excited to talk about that. So what's going on in Fire Force is, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what happened is that the people started spontaneously combusting, which is actually a real life phenomenon.
Yeah.
They have actual real life cases of this, people spontaneously combusting. There's no like proof as to like how it happens or anything like that. They just say it happens to people randomly, right? Mm-hmm. But this is something that they take from reality and put in this show. But about 30 years ago in the show, spontaneous combustion starts to happen. And what's essentially being talked about is how there's different generations of people who go through spontaneous combustion. People who spontaneously combust turn into essentially devils, or
like what they call them, infernals.
Infernals, right? So the really cool thing about this though is that the people who are fighting the spontaneously combusted people, or devils, infernals, they are actually like people who come from lineages of these like people who are spontaneously combusting. So they're getting those powers from that new ability or new like gene, I would say, that's randomly popping up in people. And our main character, or at least who appears to be the main character, Shinra Kusakabe, however you want to say it, he actually appears to be the only third generation person so far.
One of the first third generation.
Yeah, one of the first third generation people so far. So the great thing is like, I guess with each lineage or each generation, they're getting stronger, and he appears to be like ridiculously powerful.
Right.
We don't see the depths of his power. But yeah, you want to talk about his little bit of his backstory a little bit, Polow, or you want me to do that too?
Yeah, so I mean, a little bit of his backstory starts off with him as a kid, right? Like him as a kid, nobody really liked this kid because of the way he grinned, even in somber situations. But it was a main situation to where his house literally burned down. No fault of his own, of course. It clearly wasn't his fault, but everybody assumed it was his fault because they figure out that he was this third generation fire person, or infernal, or whatever they want to call him, and they blamed him for the house being burnt down because of his power, but it actually wasn't him. And because of his condition with his face tensing up and causing him to smile, the entire neighborhood just like considers this kid like a devil. And what did they call him? What was his nickname? I think it was just called
it was Devil that they called him.
Yeah.
Akuma Devil. So yeah, they called him Devil.
They called him Devil because he would just smile as his family was burned alive, basically.
Even I think his own grandparents turned him away.
Yep. Nobody wanted to fuck with him. Nobody wanted to raise him. But he took that issue, or this this issue and told himself that he will become a hero. He will prove everybody wrong, kind of like Asta from Black Clover.
Yeah.
But he much better main character. But
Yeah.
he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. I'm going to become a hero, and that's his entire dream. That's his entire motivation for joining the Fire Force.
Yeah. And that hero motif kind of comes from the fact that he told his mom, like, hey, I don't want to be considered a bad guy. I want to be the
Because I
hero
smile.
that saves you guys, right? So that's where that whole hero motif came from. But as Polow said, he kind of, or they kind of make it seem as if, you know, he burnt down
Right.
his childhood house and took his mom and
Little brother.
younger brother with him. And he was the only one to survive that. But obviously there's going to be more story to come with that. If you haven't seen the show, sorry about this light spoilers, but there's so much more to come.
Oh my God, Fire Force is probably one of the tops until we get to a later one, and we're gonna talk about later.
I do want to know, how do you feel about the art style though? Because I know sometimes you're a little iffy on the art style. I know I'm feeling it 100%.
Wait, yeah, no, this art style is fantastic. It reminds me of this game called From Another World. I think it is. It was like a DS game. It's like super artsy like that. What drew my attention to this anime, opposed to the art style, was the freaking sound design. Like, this is the first time in an anime, sound wise, like, explosions are like, you feel them, they rattle, and it's insane. Like, because I watch my anime on my computer with my headphones, of course, so I have some pretty good headphones, but no anime has ever sounded this good. And I'm watching the dub because it's simul dub on Funimation.
Yeah.
It airs. Let me see. I'm gonna just give you all this information. It airs July 5th. So if you haven't seen it, go to Funimation and watch it. You go watch it either dubbed or sub there. But yeah, and like the sound quality is phenomenal. Like when they were in that light spoilers again, when they were in that what was it, a church?
What would you mean? In the last part?
Yeah, when
that was a factory.
A factory. When they took out the dude's wife, like, her explosions that she was causing throughout the building literally sent chills down my back because it was so well designed. Like, it was like, I don't know, guttural. Like, you can feel it.
And the animation on top of that, like, which was so ridiculous, is that my favorite part of the animation, not just to mention the fighting scenes and whatnot, but just something very simple, the blue on the jackets.
Yeah, like, dude, the way it shines.
It's such a bright and brilliant blue. I love the correlation they made to it with how, like, this is like the friendship. So like it shines through, like, some situations you'll see, like, it brought, you know, some of them, like, kind of like got their attention back, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that was like beautiful for them to have added that in there. And I'm super hyped for it. Like I said, just for more and more.
Fire Force has a dope main character. He's not too annoying like most main characters are in anime. And the supporting cast is also fantastic.
Also, I can't wait to see what they have to offer. I'm super happy about, what's her name, Tamaki Katatsu. I want to see what she's got. She's the one who has the cat ears and the tail and stuff. When she uses her ability, she's a second generation. So everybody else in the group is second generation. So they're not as strong.
And some of them don't have any powers too.
Yeah, some of them don't have any powers. Like, the priestess doesn't. And Akitaru Obi, he doesn't have powers either.
They call it, what do they title him as underpowered or something like that?
Yeah. Underpowered are the people who don't have any powers. That's unpowered. That's not what it is. Unpowered.
Yeah, unpowered.
That was a funny subtitle. I love that.
I guess we can move on to the next anime. What Ari for Fruta from Commonplace to the world's strongest? What is that? I didn't look at this one.
I actually
this came out today actually. Oh shit.
Yeah, that one released today, so I didn't get around to that one.
No, me either.
I thought the next one should have been Dr. Stone.
Of course, that's after that. Of course, we will have the link to this blog inside of the show notes. So if y'all wanted to take a look at it as we're talking about this, go ahead and hit that link in the show notes. But we're going to just skip that one and go to Dr. Stone. Now, holy shit, dude. Dr. Stone was not anything what I expected, dude. I thought it was going to be just another shonen anime with like fight tournaments and this guy magic power just happened to do with stone and alchemy. I had no idea that this was about the end of the world. Didn't we say in a previous episode, I think it was like episode 2, that we wanted anime with like more like survival aspects to it? I could have sworn we talked about that.
Yeah. So
And this Dr. Stone pops up and it is one of those. So if you want to get into that.
So I right off the bat, I like a few of the survival anime, but this one so far appears to have a lot of really cool, like I like how like cool it is. Like, so we don't get any hints of action or anything like that, but you can tell that they're setting it up, right? They're setting it up. They kind of
maybe it won't though. Maybe it even, because to be honest, what hint did they give us that it was going to be any action?
Well, I'm gonna say they showed us this guy wrapped in vines sitting on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he is the head like primal fighter of another school.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah.
True. And either head primal fighter of another school, like head primal fighter of a business or something like that. So they show this guy who appears to be like some fierce fighter or something like that. So that's where they showed us some kind of hint of action. We don't know for sure. But
so for those of you that don't know, okay, Dr. Stone is about this alchemist scientist dude who extremely smart. I mean, he's so fucking smart. It's actually disgusting. Like he can figure out math in an instant. He can figure out scenarios in an instant. He's just one of those cool OPS, I know this because I'm smart type dudes. What happened is the world experiences like this mysterious phenomenon that turns everybody in the world, and I mean everybody in the world, into stone. These people are still alive in stone, but they're just turned to stone. While they're in stone, literally, what was it? 3,370 years pass in the regular earth. Like, so everything is regrown. It turned into literally the Stone Ages again, basically.
Buildings covered in vines.
Trees overgrowing and just
everyone
crazy.
Washed away by currents and whatnot.
Yep, everybody changing locations and whatnot. So one of the main characters, which is not Dr. Stone, but one of the other main characters, is inside of this cave where this is dripping this chemical that's falling down from the ceiling.
Taiju,
yeah, Taiju, who that actually drips down on his stone statue and breaks him out of it. And that's when he realized, yo, I'm actually still alive. And he comes out of his stone statue and just basically looks around and figure out that everybody's turning to stone. But I mean, the good news is he survived for 3,370 years. So everybody else must have. So he then actually goes to this tree to where he was going to confess his love for this girl.
Yuziria.
Who turned it into stone. And the tree like overgrown and like, wait. So this is the question I have. I'm sorry to go on a quick tangent. When she turned into stone, she had on clothes. So why was she naked when she was in the stone?
So I don't know if you realize that or not, but each character
like changed positions and stuff.
Well, all of their clothes, they no longer had clothes on. So I assume that it only turned living like cells and whatnot into stone, because even Senku, who is Dr. Stone, he had to make his own clothes.
Right, that's true.
So Taiju woke up with nothing on. So essentially everyone is naked. Even like if you saw like the people there were a couple of people who didn't quite make it. They were like broken up into pieces. So they were
naked too.
That's they were naked. So like everything
assuming got blown off except for like living cells and whatnot.
Yeah. Only living matter was turned to stone basically.
Whoa, okay, which is something they don't even mention. Good on you. It's a good job out of you.
So I don't know if like you noticed it, but I was also saying like I saw at the end of the show, it actually said everything in here is considered scientifically proven except for these specific things. Yep. So it's actually going to be a show where there's science to back up what they talk about.
With everything, which is pretty dope to me. Like the way he figured out how the stone broke was crazy. It took him a month to do that, didn't it?
Yeah, so he saw that there was. Oh, he said he was there for 6 months. He was awake for 6 months before Taiju woke up. But he did see that he had been trying to drip nitric acid on the stone people or the birds initially to see if they would wake up. Right. And it wasn't working. But slight spoiler, they kind of figure it out a bit at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna try and work that out. But they are starting to do small little things to kind of almost build like a civilization. So that's their goal right
That's the
now.
goal, yeah.
Rebuild civilization.
Which I think he's gonna like probably try to start off with the people who he feel can help them the most.
Exactly.
And, one of the other main dudes is gonna try to get his girl, which I hope they save his girl. But
yeah,
it's gonna be crazy, man.
I feel like they're gonna save that for later, though. Like, because if you bring her back too soon, he loses his motivation.
True. So, Dr. Stone is on Crunchyroll right now, or Verve if you have it, and it's coming dubbed to Funimation. I'm going to watch both. I'm going to watch the sub when it comes out, and then I'm going to hop over to the dub when it comes out. I can't wait for that one. The next one I actually do want to talk about is Demon Lord Retry.
Okay.
You watched this one yet?
I did, yes.
Let's go. Okay, cool. Okay, I was hoping you did, because I saw it. I think I saw it yesterday, and I watched it last night. And by the time I was done watching it, it was too late to text you. But
I watched it last night too, so don't you worry.
Cool. So Demon Lord Retry is another interesting premise because it's about a guy getting transported to a video game world. But the difference in this premise, opposed to others, is he's the creator of the video game. He's literally the creator of the game, and he gets transported to that world. No, it's a different world. It's not even the same world that he created, which he figured out in the episode.
He says it's a different world that he created, but I know, like he said, some of the elements were the same.
Exactly. So his administrator controls kind of work, but he still needs to like kind of use the points that he had to use when the game was out or whatever. But
exactly,
it's for another story. But man, this one was not what I was expecting at all. At all.
So tell me then, how did you feel about it?
So it's definitely no Overlord so far. Now, this is only episode 1. Episode 1 is literally just cookie cutter, establishing the world, establishing the characters, and building a story from there.
And establishing that he's kind of OP, just a little bit, not too
kinda,
OP.
Yeah, not too OP yet. I mean, he probably is now that he got that ring, but if you haven't seen the episode, I'm gonna try not to go into that much spoilers, but y'all gotta watch this stuff, man. When we talk about this stuff, y'all have to watch it, like, because we're just gonna go into spoilers. I do feel kind of terrible for doing so, but yeah, this what I like about this anime is that it's to be honest, maybe it's gonna be the one I would consider to be, hopefully not though. I'm gonna hope not. It might be the one we consider, or I consider, the most disappointing.
So I'm actually going to agree with you on that. Only because it's in that trope where it's like Demon Lord. How that time I was reincarnated as a slime, try to not resurrect the Demon Lord, summon a Demon Lord. There's so many different anime that are very similar to this. And this one, it has to show us something that differentiates itself.
Yeah, and when we say it's slightly different than those reincarnated as a slime or try not to summon a Demon Lord, it's fucking slightly different. Like,
yeah,
like there's a waifu, of course, who's basically going to be his companion throughout his journeys, and man, I don't know.
And honestly, I would tell you the only thing that would have made it like initially, like right off the bat, like this would have changed it immediately, in my opinion, if the main character had a little bit more confidence. But they always make these main characters like, oh no, I'm super nervous or I'm super shy and I don't have any confidence. So we got to see how this builds. I can only hope that it becomes something that I love.
Yeah,
but we gonna see.
I mean, this game genre is a hard one to break into, but I mean, we'll definitely see.
Yeah. I was gonna say so. The cool thing
is
he made the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only different part. I was trying to be excited when I realized, like, oh, this is the developer, the creator. Oh, this is about to be dope. And I'm watching it, I'm like, oh.
Well, the funny thing is when I turned it on, though, I didn't know what it was about. I actually didn't read into it at all. I just turned it on and said, I don't want to know what to expect. I just want to see it, right?
Which is a good way to watch it, yeah.
And when I started watching, I was like, okay, this is what this is. Take this with a grain of salt. And I'm giving it a chance. Mm-hmm. But there's so many levels they can mess this up. But I'm going to hope that they don't.
Sure. Man, this is that's probably gonna be the most disappointing one. But next is Astro Lost in Space. I didn't watch this one. Did you watch this one?
So I like space anime, but this is one that I said nope. I said nope. I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna give it a chance though. I really am. I just
Me too.
I saw something else that really drew my attention, and I needed to give it my attention immediately when I saw.
You wanna read a synopsis of this one since we both don't know what the fuck it's about?
Okay, yeah. So basically, in the year 2063, 8 high school students and a kid are flown out to planet camp, which I wish I could be flown out to planet camp. Right? That sounds amazing. But they're tasked with surviving on their own for a few days. But shortly after arriving, an ominous glowing orb warps them to an unknown quadrant of space, nearly 5,012 light years away. Oh. Now, the only way back home is a slow, dangerous trek across the universe, a journey that will test them in ways planet camp never could. So
wait a minute, you might have piqued my interest.
So they went to planet camp and they got to make it back. This I didn't check it out. I'm going to give it a try. It just didn't pique my attention. It didn't pique my interest immediately. But I give a lot of things a try, at least one try, and then if you mess up, I'm not turning back. But I'm gonna give it a try. We're gonna see what planet camp is about.
We're gonna call it planet camp from now on.
Astro Lost in Space planet camp. We're gonna see what it's about. I mean, this could be like Darling in the Franxx, but I mean, I like Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah, that's way too good.
What if it's good? What if it turns out to be good like Darling in the Franxx? So that's basically what they did.
That's kind of what it looks like, but no drones. I mean, mecha or whatever.
Yeah, no mecha. They got a ship though, so you know they might fight some aliens or something. You know, we'll see. We're gonna give this one a go. And yeah. Now, I really want to talk about Lord El Malloy's the second case files, Polow. I love this one. I don't know if you even saw this.
Nope, I didn't even watch it.
So this one is near and dear to my heart.
Whoa!
Because it is a continuation of Fate Zero.
No way. Are you kidding me?
Oh boy, it is. So it follows, and I told you, Iskander is my favorite of the heroes from Fate Zero.
Yeah.
But it actually follows his master that survived after he died. And he takes up the mantle of El Malloy, or El Malloy, who died in the original Holy Grail War. He takes up his name.
This is a continuation of that?
Yeah, so it follows that kid, and he becomes an adult. He becomes a teacher at this temple, and essentially takes up the name of a lord, because he is basically the reason that Lord El Malloy died. So the Lord El Malloy's sister came to him and said, "I need you to take up the mantle as Lord in my stead until I'm old enough to do so." So yeah, that's what he is, and I'm assuming because in the first, because they give us a preface episode that kind of gives us some insight as to how strong he is, what he kind of does, and then they give us an actual first episode. In this, he is not strong. He's not strong in comparison to any of the other mages around him. He has like kids that are helping him fight because they're strong, and he's teaching these people. So basically, he's here as a mentor or knowledge. And if you remember from Phase Zero, his name is Waver Velvet, but he took up a new name. But yeah, this is basically a continuation. He actually goes to where Iskander and Gilgamesh fought, where Iskander died.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Polow.
Whoa, time out, because I had no idea that was so now this is what I'm gonna do.
This is what I told you I was hype about.
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to go back and watch Phase Zero again just to get a refresher. And then come into this. I might let this stack though.
Yeah, let it stack, because I'm actually like super hyped. This hit my heart.
Damn, I had no idea.
And the best part is I didn't even know, bro. I really didn't. I just turned it on, and I see his face, and I'm like, oh, that looks familiar. And they show him when he's younger, and I'm like, hold up, like you got to be shitting me. And I keep watching, and they not showing his face anymore. They showing his face, but they're not showing us that this is what is going on. And they show they show when like Iskander goes and fights Gilgamesh and dies, and like, hold up. I'm like, they playing with me. Is this really what this show is? And instantly became hype. This is
only picture your excitement when
oh
you
yeah, this is my
shit.
this is my anime for the summer, period.
Oh, really? Okay. I can't wait to. Well, you already know what mine is because I later. But we're gonna go to this next one. This one is called Hintsuki. Are you willing to fall in love with the pervert as long as she is a cutie? Which is a Polow kind of anime.
It is, isn't it?
It's an etchiness with a slice of life. So 100% watching that one when it drops. It dropped today actually. Simulcasts July 8th, and then the dub comes out on 22nd. I'm probably gonna wait for the dub for that one because I'm not in no rush to watch it because I mean it's whatever.
I'm gonna give it a go. My personal wife, my personal waifu at home might be a little like, what's that? But you know, we're gonna give it a go.
You gotta tell my sister that we do an anime podcast now. So there's gonna be some times where Polow makes you watch some raunchy shit. Okay?
Well,
so if you listen to
this, she's gonna have to sit down and watch.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, sis, just know that it's not Tail's fault. It's my fault because I'm the etchy lord. Okay.
Between you and Dexter, I don't know who is, but
I don't know, man. Dexter might he done put me onto some hit. All right. Anyway,
oh, you wow.
We're gonna say that for another episode. The next one is called Copcraft, which looks extremely interesting to me because it is cover art. Again, if you guys aren't following along with us, we're on Funimation's blog. The link is in the show notes. This one's definitely something interesting. Copcraft.
Yeah. Have you checked this one out at all?
No, you watched this one?
Yeah, so I actually watched this one too. I told you I've been on it. Yeah. I've been on it.
No games.
Yeah, so basically the premise of this one is that this hyperdimensional gate opened up on Earth.
Shit, like the show Gate?
Yeah, basically, right? So this hyperdimensional gate opens up on Earth and aliens come to Earth. But they sign a treaty with human beings so that they live here with the United Nations are kind of like, you know, forming a treaty. Now, what happens in the first episode, which is low-key like how I got attached to Attack on Titan when it first came out. The first episode, you see the two cops. They're just regular human beings. You know, they're not aliens. They're not magical. They're not mages or wizards or anything like that.
Wait, time out. Is it going to be a huge spoiler? Should I just watch it?
Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say, I'll take all that back.
Okay.
Just watch it.
Let's read the.
All right, so
you already read it. You
15 years ago. Yeah. That's basically what it is. It doesn't give any spoilers. Just know you got two cops in the beginning and two cops as the episode ends.
Okay, cool. So the next one is called "How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift," which is. It seems like a Polow one, but I don't think I'm into it. It's too close to sports.
So I've heard about this one. I have not watched this one yet. I do plan on watching it because when I heard about it, I was like, oh, that sounds pretty hype because I'm into I've been trying to get more into working out. It's the only way I can gain weight. So I'm interested in it only because it's the exercising. Realistically, it doesn't look like a Montel anime.
No, it doesn't at all. And it's like look more Polow than anything.
Yeah, it looks like a Polow anime, but they got their dumbbells on here. But I've seen a couple of guys I talked to that watch anime and read manga. They said they love the manga because it's in their field. But otherwise, it's not something I think I would normally watch.
Yeah, I saw some comments about it. Everybody's saying like, "Oh, finally, this is finally coming out as an anime." Apparently, this is super old, like a couple of years old.
Yeah, but like
in the manga.
Is it that good though? Like that's what I need to know. Like, is it that good to where the field is like everyone's like, yeah, bring this to anime? It's got to be good. So I only hope that they did it justice and we love it.
Yeah, true. Oh boy, Montel.
I
was about to say him with a name, but I ain't gonna do you like that.
Is this one yours? This the one you like it?
The Ones Within, bro.
Oh my dude. Okay.
The Ones Within is probably Polow's anime of the summer, only because it kind of fits my life quite a bit. But oh my gosh. So dude. Okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna give you a heads up. I enjoyed the first episode.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good, dude. So fucking good. This is one I don't want to spoil it. I want people to watch because the way the episode is structured is surprise after surprise after surprise. I kind of don't even want to read the description.
Well,
but
I mean, so I will just say this because I don't think we should give. I definitely think you should probably read the description. I'm just gonna say this though, the criticism that we gave Demon Lord Retry.
mm-hmm.
This is kind of like an answer to that criticism.
Boy, listen.
This is definitely an answer immediately right out the gate.
I'm gonna let Tell read the description because he's better at the Japanese names than I am. So
okay. So Akatsuki Iride Iride is a popular live streamer for the free-to-play game The Ones Within Genome. But what was once fantasy quickly becomes his and 7 others' reality when they're transported to the game world against their will. So view counts matter more than ever as millions watch them try to complete various high-risk challenges. Only the best will survive in this land that always live.
Now, after he read that,
that's always live. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's all right. After I didn't read that. I just jumped into the episode. Okay,
I did the same. I didn't even read it either.
Yeah, I'm glad you read that because even still, it doesn't give enough of what it actually is. But like, I kind of wish we didn't read it because like knowing nothing, and when you watching it, you're like, holy shit, is this really what this show is about? Like, and this touched me, as a live streamer myself. And the structure of it is beautiful. The 7 other characters, their personalities are so different. And that's what makes it just so much more phenomenal, the way they play off of each other. And again, I'm not going to go into too much spoiler, but watch The Ones Within. This is definitely Polow's anime of the summer because it's something special. Something special for sure.
We might have to talk about that though at the end, like after we're done with Demon Slayer. Because I kind of want to talk about that, bro.
The ongoing, switch this out, switch Demon Slayer out for this one.
No, I want to talk about Demon Slayer too, but we might have to add a little extra because I do want to talk about this, bro. I'm just saying.
The episode was fun. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set it in stone now. After we talk about episode 14 of Demon Slayer of this episode 4, we're gonna talk about The Ones Within. So
you
haven't watched it, pause this podcast, go watch The Ones Within, which is on Funimation, and I think is it on Crunchyroll too?
I didn't see on Crunchyroll. I saw it on Funimation. So
it's on Funimation, subbed and dubbed, same day, simulcast, simul-dub. But boy, watch that shit.
Yeah, we're giving you a heads up because there will be spoilers later.
Yeah, so pause the episode, watch it, and then come back. All right, the next one. I didn't watch this one.
Oh, yeah. So that one came out. It came out today. I didn't get a chance to get around to it. But I do like. So it's about Oda Nobunaga.
Oda Nobunaga. Okay.
I am a fan of Oda Nobunaga.
Yeah. One of the fearsome warlords.
Yeah.
The demonic king, they used to call him back in the day.
Yeah.
So he was trying to rule over Japan. He was a teenager who began with his path to greatness with his younger brother and faithful followers. Through the succession, betrayal, battles, and bonds between one another, the struggles these boys faced promised a future where they can blossom into powerful men, which is just for the girls who love their what's they call it?
Husbandos.
Husbandos. Yep, they just came up. That word is new to me. Husbandos. So that's seemed like a good one. All these pretty boys and shit.
Right.
It looks like it got a lot of action though because it's Oda Nobunaga though.
Yeah, I mean he's holding a rifle and it looks like 2 katana.
Katana and maybe what they call that a konoichi blade, the dagger thing they use.
Yeah. But he's got 2 blades at least, so we know that there's gonna be some stuff going on.
And this dropped today.
Yeah, it came out today. Yeah. So we might have to talk about that next week if it's real good.
True. Might just treat that one like the love one and wait till the 22nd for the dub. It gotta be a real good anime for me to read them damn subtitles. I'll tell you what.
Well, I'm gonna check it out for you post show, and then we'll talk about it.
And then tell me if I need to go ahead and watch the subs.
I got you.
The next one is Ensemble Stars, which aired yesterday, July 7th. I guess we should have probably dated this podcast. Today is Monday, July 8th. The day we're recording this, I probably should have put that at the beginning. But here we are. Ensemble Stars, not my shit, because this looks like a musical.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. This is not gonna get my attention.
No, it's gonna probably stay. We're gonna move on to the next one.
I'm gonna have to let that one slide.
Yes. Let us know. Write in to mightcheckwaifuwaifu.com/contact and let us know if we should watch Ensemble Stars. If we get any letters on, if we get one fucking letter on that, I promise you I will watch every episode.
Oh my goodness, that's a big one to be saying you gonna watch every episode.
There's so much anime to watch. This summer season is actually nuts, man. What do you think about what we read so far before we move on to the next one, man?
So
it's
so
crazy.
Far, I mean, there's so many that like actually give us some pretty decent stuff. So like, I can't be mad.
Can you think of a summer season that was this stacked though?
Not really.
When I think back in summer seasons of anime, because I've been watching anime for a fucking long time. I think the closest one was when Attack on Titan came out, because I believe that's when season 1 of Sword Art was out. I think that was the summer. I don't know. That's something I may have to look up. I might have to fact check.
I will say, I think that last year, the summer was a really nice ending, because last year we had the ending of Dragon Ball Super, and then we had the ending of My Hero Academia.
Oh,
and
true.
Both of those endings were like super good last summer.
That's true.
I don't remember any top
that's only
anime.
2, though.
Yeah, I don't remember any top anime from last summer, but so far this year, I've seen some anime this summer that's going to be like, I'm definitely watching these. I've added at least like 4 or 5 anime to my weekly list.
True. So good. Okay, so next one is BEM, B-E-M. I'm assuming it's B-E-M because it's all caps.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the English language work.
So I'm going to say this one hasn't released yet.
No, it comes out on the 14th, but it looks fucking interesting.
Yeah, like and they don't give us any like real idea as to what's going on with this show.
Oh, why do you say that, Tell?
They don't say. There's literally no titles with it, man.
Yeah, literally no description. Oh man, it literally doesn't even give us a description. So.
That's what I'm saying. They're not telling us nothing. And I mean, I found the show on the internet and whatnot, but it's like I don't want to just take those details. I want some more. So I'm gonna wait till it comes out on the 14th. And I'm just gonna watch it because the art style looks great to me. It looks like it's almost gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I know nothing about this. So again, look at this. It's called BEM. The blog is in the podcast notes on the website. It looks like these people have these like frog things inside of them, and that's what they use to fight with. That's all I'm gonna go with. These things look like gargoyles from back in the day.
They look like
gargoyles.
They look like gargoyles or Cell Junior.
Oh, a bunch of Cell Juniors. True.
They look pretty bad. Or no, they look like garlic juniors. That's what it is. They look like garlic juniors.
Yep. And that was the dudes that exploded, isn't it?
Yeah.
It stuck on you and exploded. This next one is already an ongoing anime. It's called Fruit Basket. I've been watching it. Of course, it's a slice of life slash kind of like supernatural. It's pretty good. This is a remake of a 2001 show. The 2001 show was real bad, real bad. It was extremely campy, but this one is still campy. What's great about Fruit Basket is the voice acting in the dub edition has the main character, the chick that you see there, is actually Laura Bailey. And if you don't know who Laura Bailey is is Nadine in Uncharted 4. She's like the main chick in Gears of War 5. Like she's a prominent English voice actor, and she's really fucking good, dude. But basically she has a terrible life that's not really a terrible life, but her life is led with misfortune. But this girl is such a kind-hearted girl who just lives her life being as generous and as kind as to many people as she can. And she ended up living with this family called the Soma clan. And the Soma clan is actually the zodiac animals. So for instance, if she hugs one of the guys from the Soma clan, they turn into their zodiac animals. And that's like the biggest secret that they keep from the world that nobody else knows about but her. Like she's the only person outside of the Soma family that knows about their secret. And it's just a slice of life. So they're living their life. The two dudes that you see on the title on the cover there, the white haired dude and the orange haired dude, they are like slowly starting to fall in love with her, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good watch. It's a pretty good chill anime to watch. Like if you're just chilling, you want to throw something on in the background, throw on a dub version of Fruit Basket, and it's it's pretty interesting. And the next one is another continuation is Demon Slayer. Of course, we talk about that at the end of this episode.
Of course, because we got some stuff to talk about for real.
Oh yeah, Black Clover season 2. Jesus Christ, dude, they're like 89 episodes in or something like that, and it's only on season 2. That's ridiculous. The Fairy Tale final season is also continuing. Everybody knows about that one. Keep scrolling down. You got which is something I talked about last week. I can't believe this is still going. Apparently, this is 24 episodes as well. I thought it was going to be a short one, but this is the one where I talked about where the tool that's in his hand, that when he rewinds, it sets off a new world line, and it's some crazy shit that goes on in this anime. Did you watch this one yet?
Or I have not watched it yet.
God, pull it up, dude. The main character is fucking funny because he's extremely calm. He's do I want to say this? I'm gonna say it anyway. He's the Montel of the 8th grade. Like,
come on, what does that mean?
Nothing. He's super confident. He's just super confident. Like, and I like that about him. Like, he's a cool dude.
Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that.
The next one is mixed sports anime. Not for Polow.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a try.
The animation.
I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, the next one, of course, is One Piece. So I tweeted earlier this week about One Piece it's crazy how One Piece is almost 800 episodes. I was wrong. That's factually incorrect. One Piece is almost fucking 900 episodes.
Yeah.
What is this anime, bro? I need to stop. It's enough. Like, when is it over?
So first of all, One Piece is great. I don't want to hear any of that. And
wait, okay. My question is, does Luffy find love in 892 episodes?
Luffy don't want love.
See,
Luffy wants to throw hands. Luffy wants to fight. Luffy wants to find One Piece. Luffy wants to be
in 800 episodes. You still ain't sailed around the world 7 times.
Come on, man. Come on. I don't want to hear none of that until you watch it.
So okay,
there's plenty of stuff you're gonna like in there. There's plenty of ecchi for you.
Oh, okay. Now you know.
I mean, he's got a girl that loves him. He just don't love her back.
See, and I hate that shit. That shit irritates me so much. Like, dude, stop, bro.
Love her. She the baddest in the actual animated world.
Let's go.
I was gonna say there's one more I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, let's
go. It's actually a movie.
Ooh.
And I know it was at Anime Expo, so I haven't had a chance to see it. But it's gonna be like a mix between your Gurren Lagann and Kill La Kill. It's called Promare. It's received high ratings from Anime Expo. I can't wait to actually go and watch it.
Oh, it's not out yet?
No, it's not going to be in theaters for Americans. We're going to have to wait till it actually gets released. But that was another summer release for us. So when it comes out, I'll say it on the podcast when it actually hits theaters. Or not theaters, but it actually gets released.
And Netflix also has a couple of anime that's coming out that is very weird, of course, because Netflix always takes the weirdest anime for some reason. Probably because Crunchyroll and Funimation eat up all the good stuff. But yeah, like, it's so much. This summer season is probably one of the best I've seen in a long time. Like, I can remember one of them that was winter, because Darling in the Franxx came out last winter. Damn. Yeah. I can't even think of any like, what came out?
What, you mean during the summer?
Yeah, during the summer of last year. Besides My Hero on Dragon Ball.
Apparently nothing that we loved.
Right. Just kept it moving. But yeah, man. Whoa. What a great season. I'm ready.
Oh, actually, you can pre-order Promare on like Google Play and possibly iTunes right now. It was released technically May 24th. But okay. Yeah, art style, to me, it looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to throw that out there. If you want to look for what looks like a pretty dope anime movie, That's gonna be one that I'm gonna be checking out as soon as I can.
And if y'all haven't noticed, we enjoy animation of anime. We talk about it every episode. That's like real big for both of us. Like
Yeah.
it's huge for me at least. Like I anime has to look great if I'm gonna spend what is it normally like 5 hours when it's all said and done. Speaking of that, like what was crazy to me is I I suffer from like terrible anxiety. So one night I had trouble sleeping. Right, I'm up, just up, and I live in a house by myself. Besides my puppy, of course, I have a husky named Saber. Me and him chilling, and every time I have anxiety, he tries to get as close to me as he possibly can because he knows something's up. He's a support animal for peep's sakes. But I'm sitting up and I turn on Ver and I'm going through the list and I'm like, you know what? I don't want anything action. I don't want anything like anything, just any action whatsoever. I want to find the most slice of life anime I can possibly find on Ver. And I end up doing that. And I watched the entire 12 episode seasons of this show called Just Because. Just Because was so fucking good. Like such a great slice of life that had me like, man, this is life. This is high school. What it is, it's about mainly about four friends that goes to high school together. One of the friends, which is the main character, he he moves away for a while and comes back to the school that his other three friends go to. And he comes back to the during the last semester of their senior year. And his best friend has a crush on this girl, right? This girl who's in a band. The See, I don't even want to explain it because it's going to be too much of a spoiler if I do. God damn it.
So what, the main character Ada Azumi?
Yes, thank you. You got my names for me. And his best friend, what was his best friend name?
Haruto Soma.
Yep. It's his best friend. And then it's this one chick who is fuck, man. What's her name?
So the characters we're looking at, Ida Azumi and Mio Natsumi.
Yeah,
yeah.
You looking at?
Natsumi is the girl he's interested in.
Yes, Natsumi is the girl he's interested in, but she's interested in his
the other friend. Yeah.
So like they're basically living this high school life, and she's like super jealous because of her other friend because he likes her instead of her, and it's just this crazy ass fucking just roundabout story that gets maddening, man. It gets maddening.
Is it a love triangle?
Yes, it's a weird love triangle. Now, what starts to happen is she figured out that she's really not that in love with Hatsuro, right? She figured out like, okay, maybe I don't like Hatsuro as much as I thought, and figure out that Ida actually really likes her, or she like really likes Ida, and she then tries to get into the college that Ida got recommended to, but she didn't want to tell him until she got into his college. Ida tries to go to her college instead of going to the one he got recommended to, but he didn't want to tell Mio because he wanted to get into her college first.
Okay.
So them two end up liking each other, not telling each other because they're trying to go into each other's different colleges. And the situation just plays out to be a crazy roundabout story that pisses you off, that sends you on this emotional roller coaster. Ida gets denied into the college that Mio's going to, and Mio gets accepted to the college she's going to. So spoilers, they end up being together. But the way it ends like fucking The Sopranos. The shit just shuts off, and nothing else that happens with their entire school career. But holy shit, what is this called? Fandom? I need to start using Fandom. Dell just popped over a link because I'm terrible with remembering the names, and Fandom is amazing.
Yeah, this is how I pull up all my information just for the character's sake, because I remember the stories. I just need the names to make sure I'm getting everything right.
Hey, thank you so much for giving me this like before the episode started, bro. Appreciate it.
This is what I do.
Well, you did, bro. You left me hanging.
Well, you know now.
Yeah, I know now. But that's cool though. I really like that because it has their faces and everything, which is way easier to keep track of. But just because it's still worth watching, I think, man, It's great. It's a great slice of life, man. I needed that though. It helped me like just take my mind off of whatever I had my mind time. I have these times where my mind literally just races and races to the point where I can't stop thinking.
That's something you just pulled up the other day. Just came up because you just needed something to get you straight.
Yeah. I just pulled it up and like, okay, I'm gonna just watch this. But I just knew I just typed in slice of life and that popped up and boom, it got me together.
That's what I like to hear. We got some good stuff coming, and I hope that we find some more hidden gems like that, because that's what I'm hoping for this summer. We get some hidden gems in the summer.
True. We got to watch stuff that we won't normally watch. Like what's that one with a long ass title?
Oh goodness.
The Polow ass anime.
Oh yeah. What was that one again? Hold on. Let me go ahead and find that name, because Lord knows I'm not gonna watch it.
Hey man, you gotta watch it, bro. Oh, here it is. Hennessy. Are you willing to fall in love with the pervert as long as she's a cutie?
Yeah, come on, man. That's just too much work. Come on. How do I even?
Here it goes. It says, once upon a time, Cinderella left her panties in a boy's locker.
Come on, bro.
And it says, wait, what? Description says, wait, what?
They just letting us know. They know that it's already like,
it's ridiculous, right?
That's what did you watch Prison High School?
Yes, of course.
So look, are you a butt man or never mind, we're not even gonna bring that up right now. No, but so like I watched Prison High School.
Yeah, it's such a
that's like the most intense version of any of this I've ever watched in my life.
That's the most intense you ever watched? You ever watched High School D&D?
No, I never watched High School D&D.
Oh God, I love High School D&D.
Yeah, man. I haven't. I need to. What was it? I also Dexter used to watch Ikki Towson.
Oh yeah.
See, I missed all of that. But we're gonna get it together.
I don't listen. Okay, we started this podcast talking like we don't want any guests. I mean, of course, we probably plan on having some guests, right? But like, we don't want any guests unless they jive with us, right?
Right.
But Dexter is definitely one we have to have on this show.
We got to get him to pop up one day for us.
If he's not working his life away.
This is true. He works a lot. He's a hardworking man.
He's a very hardworking man. I miss him so much.
Me too.
I remember it was like 4 or 5 months ago or something like that. I went to the barbershop and he just popped up in there. We just started chopping it like old times. It's pretty great. I love that, man.
Yeah, and he dances now, man. I'm telling you.
No way.
Yeah.
Like for real dances?
Oh, for real dances.
He used to boogie, but he never danced like he dance.
He don't dance like me. I'm telling you, he does the merengue.
Yes,
and
salsa.
Yeah, and the salsa dancing.
He told me about that. Yeah, when we was at the barbershop.
Dexter is the only man I'll hand my wife to dance with. I'm just letting you know right now. That's how much I trust. I mean, Polow, don't get me wrong, I trust you too. So if y'all was dancing, that's one thing. But Dexter danced so good that I handed him my wife and I was like, shoot, go ahead, baby. You go ahead and cut that rug up, with the sake of it. Go ahead, do your thing, make everybody jealous because you look good. He danced and he looked good. So go ahead, do your thing. I ain't even jealous. I don't even get mad. Y'all just look good.
Dope. Yeah, that's super dope, man. I miss that guy.
Bruh. But what I want to do, since we kind of at the end of our list now, I want to know, real quick, recap. What is your anime you're gonna say is probably your biggest possible letdown, the one you might be disappointed in?
Okay, so here's how I want to preface this. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying what's going to be a letdown and what I hope isn't going to be a letdown. Okay. What I think is going to be a letdown is Demon Lord retry. What I pray to God isn't a letdown. Okay. It's definitely going to have to be Fire Force. I don't think it will, but I'm praying to God that it don't just turn into some ridiculous nonsense. I'm hoping, but I got a feeling it won't. That'll be my most disappointing if it does, though. But yeah, hidden gem out of all of these, I'll probably dude. Lord L is probably the hidden gem that I never even thought of being a hidden gem. Like, never would have thought that was what that was, but probably is going to be Copcraft. for sure.
Yeah. So
And then,
I was gonna say before you get to your number one, I was gonna say the same thing. My hidden gem, because I wasn't expecting it, is gonna be Lord L.
yeah,
I entirely agree. I was not even expecting that anime to even be what it is.
right.
I also agree with. I just hope Demon Lord Retry isn't the bummer. I just really hope it's not, man.
Me too, dude. I definitely want to keep watching. So it's not like you watched episode one and you just like, I don't want to watch this. It's definitely something you want to keep watching, but it just feels like every other transported to this world anime.
Yeah, yeah. And then your for sure anime, you watch.
Oh, the ones within, of course.
Yeah, so I know for sure that's on my list. I'm stuck between Lord L and Fire Force, and Dr. Stone. Really, those three are tied for me.
Dude.
All three of those are tied for me. Like, I love all of them. I just know I have a more personal connection with Lord L, but because Fire Force and Dr. Stone also look so good, I just needed to make sure those are on my list that, like, I guarantee I'm watching. And I hope everyone who's listening watches those so we can talk about it and get some of your insight.
Yeah, Dr. Stone is so thought provoking. Like, I'm that one, sure. Wait, yeah, can't wait. He's about to be OP though. He's gonna be broken for sure.
You think so?
100%. Dr. Stone is 100% gonna be broken.
I never consider highly intelligent people OP. Like, I always consider like, oh, you got some advanced magical power OP. But as a scientist, he worked hard for that, bro.
I guess that's true. He studied his way there.
Yeah, but I agree though, because I think he's gonna be kind of like how you look at L and like Yagami. They always had steps ahead of everyone. So we're gonna see how that goes.
And that can kind of ruin an anime too, though. Like, if you're so far ahead, and there's situations to where I'm figuring it out before you do as a viewer, but I already know like you're super smart, but you're like, oh, I'm not sure what to do here type situations, then that pisses me off, because like, we know how smart you are. And if I'm figuring it out as a viewer before you figuring it out and explain it to me, and that's kind of an issue in my O.
I'm gonna say the only reason I'm gonna say I don't think that's gonna happen is because he made that one mistake in the first episode. I don't know if you remember, but when they were trying to distill the wine, make liquor, he made that mistake, and you're like, okay, so he clearly makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So he's gonna probably progress. We're gonna see some kind of progression.
Right. He lives and learns.
All right.
Okay. Do we head on to the last part of the episode? Damn, this episode is really good, dude.
Oh yeah, man, I'm super hyped so far.
I'm having so much fun.
Let's do Demon Slayer.
All right. So this is the part of the podcast where we recap an ongoing anime that we're watching. Kind of like a book club, but a watch along, if you will. This is episode 14 of Demon Slayer, and we're going to spoil the hell out of it.
Exactly. This episode is going to be a little special, though, because we're doing both Demon Slayer and The Ones Within.
Oh, you almost made me forget about that. Oh,
I don't want you to forget. I want to make sure you don't forget.
Yes. Okay. So, Demon Slayer episode 14. Now, this episode, not my favorite, of course. It's just kind of harkening back on what happened in episode 13. Oh, you know what? I take that back, because I just remember what happened this episode. Fuck. I watched so much anime in my brain, clogged up situations and scenarios, bro. But the best shit happened in this episode. I'm tripping.
Right. No, yeah, great. Right. Some pretty nice stuff that happened. That's why I was like, what you mean it's not your? So
okay.
Our boy Tanjiro is like, yo, I need you to stop like fighting over my box, and you can't keep hitting, Zenitsu in the face. Like, we can't keep doing that, right?
So it picked up where he left off with the charge, with the run in on him, and he fucking punches him in the ribs, bro, and breaks like 3 of them.
It was 4. He broke 4 ribs.
He broke 4 of his ribs.
He broke 4 ribs. I remember because they said Zenitsu had 2 broken ribs, Tanjiro had 3 broken ribs, and Inosuke had 4 broken ribs. He's the boarhead dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, dude.
Right. How you get the most broken ribs? Because you fought one of your partners, basically. He was like, nah, man, you need to stop acting wild. Here's this punch. Broke 4 ribs on impact.
So after they break the ribs, he gets up like it's fucking nothing, and they shoot the fair ones straight fist. They go at each other head on, and I mean, Tanjiro gets his fucking ass whipped because this dude is fighting like Eddie from Tekken. Like he's breakdancing. He's
you remember Eddie Guerrero and like Rey
that's what
Mysterio?
I'm talking about.
They used to hit people with like the Hurricanrana and stuff like that. Jump up on your
hit him with the Hurricanrana.
No, man. So Inosuke, whatever his name is mad crazy with the hands. And it's like he's throwing the feet, he's throwing the hands. And what Tanjiro notices in the fight is that Inosuke is super low to the ground as if you were fighting a boar. He's hitting him. Yeah, he hits him and realizes like, how can he keep moving like that with broken ribs? Like, I know I broke his ribs when I hit him, right? Like, I know I did. Yeah, he's super flexible. He literally, Inosuke goes on to the extra step to bend all the way backwards to show him how flexible he is.
Right. So, but you remember before that though, he was like, okay, so I have to get lower than he is if I want to hit this. Tries to get lower than he is with a punch, and Inosuke fucking hits a split flat on the ground and comes back up with a kick. That was so insane because it came from literally the back of his head and kicked him on the top of his head.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Nuts. I'm tripping. Why didn't I
shoot the fair ones? Shoot the fair ones. And Inosuke is like, I got you. But they they continue their fight, and the fight's not going on too long. And it gets to the point to where they're like basically in a close combat, super close tussle. And Tanjiro manages to grab Inosuke and headbutts him.
And what is the Zenitsu says? Sounds like he cracked his skull or something like that.
Well, so Zenitsu thought that both of their heads were fractured because he said he heard the sound of fracturing, right? And I'm like, well, Inosuke's got the best hearing out the group, right? Yep. So if it sounds like a fracture, someone's got a fractured skull. And Tanjiro is like perfectly fine. And Inosuke, for whatever reason, like calms down.
Literally calms down.
He calms down. He's
like he took a Ritalin pill or something.
Yeah, like he's arguing with him still, but he's not like throwing hands anymore.
Yep, he was done after that.
But most of that is because his mask came off.
Yep. And this is where they reveal that he looks just like a girl.
Yeah, he's like
super pretty,
super thin eyebrows, super feminine face, chin is super sharp.
Yep.
And they're like, oh my God, you look just like a girl. And they're like starry eyed at him, like, oh my God, you're so pretty, and you fight like a wild animal. And they're like, he's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah. Everybody calms down when his mask pops off. Like, hey, I'm not gonna fight. Or you look like my sister.
Yeah,
like you look like a girl.
Yeah, and it was great. After a few seconds of kind of realizing what happens, Inosuke passes out with blood running down his face because he has a concussion. he's on the ground, basically convulsing and shaking and whatnot. Yeah. And they get him together.
Crazy. And this is when the fucking crow comes in and say, "Hey, time to go down the mountain. Make your way down the mountain." So they make their way down the mountain, and this is when we figure out that they go to this family owned what is it, resort or spa? It's a home owned by like the family who has a wisteria crest. If you remember, the wisteria is the like blooming flower that repels demons. Yeah. Oh, that's what we meant to. We should have said that because the crows spit up a wisteria charm for the kids that they left behind. So they could ward off demons as they're making their way back home.
Exactly.
Specifically the kid with the Maki blood too.
Yes.
Yeah, so they can protect him because he's definitely gonna get hunted down again.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, they make their way there and they get to this end, and this is basically the bird just saying, "Hey, this is where you're gonna rest," because everybody has injuries now, like just one of you, but all of you. So this is where they rest up, and then this is where the episode goes, relatively downhill for me.
Yeah, it is pretty downhill.
Not even in a bad way, but it just slows down, right? Like that's it. That's all it really does. It just slows down.
They realize that what the old lady is kind of scary that they meet
because she's like super quick moving around.
Yeah, super quick, and she looks like a if you ever seen like a cursed doll where like the mouth kind of looks like stitched together and her eyes never open, but she moves super fast.
Yep.
That's kind of like the vibe she gives off. She looks like a cursed doll, but she's like helpful. She's being helpful. She's not doing anything wrong.
I got a theory behind that. I mean, I think they talked about it, but I just want to throw my conspiracy theory in there.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
Laughs. Maybe she was a former demon slayer that retired. I don't know and I know they kind of talk about how that family was saved by, the demon slayer core or whatever. But like, what if she was just too old to continue fighting, and she still had to get saved, but she was actually a demon slayer herself? That'd be cool.
I mean, it definitely makes sense because it would help. It just makes sense for what they did, Like, yeah, so exactly. Essentially she's helping all of the demon slayers who come there.
Right.
Now I kind of enjoyed the part when everyone's kind of like, you see them eating and whatnot, because it gives you almost like that slice of life kind of like feeling where everyone's eating and enjoying themselves. Yeah. And Inosuke is trying to piss off Tanjiro about like eating Tanjiro's food, and Tanjiro's like, "Oh, you're so hurt. Here, you can have the rest of my food." And Inosuke gets salty.
Yeah. How can I get this dude to fight me, basically?
Yeah. And
he literally says that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like trying to figure it out.
And then during that time when they're eating, Zetsu will ask, "Hey, so why are you carrying around a demon with you?"
Well, that's when they lay down, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's when they lay down. And he's like, "Why are you carrying around a demon with you since nobody's going to ask about it?" He's like, he doesn't really respond. And the box opens up, and then Zetsu continues to be the little business that he is. Like that tweet.
He's freaking all the way out. He is freaking all the way out.
To the point where he gets knocked back right in front of the box as
it opens all the way.
Yeah, and she comes out and grows bigger like she can do.
Yeah.
And when that happens, this is when, like that tweet I tweeted you in, this is when Zetsu becomes a simp.
Yeah, so when Nezuko comes all the way out of the box, so he completely freaks out. He's like, "Oh my god, it's going to kill us!" And he kind of basically faints. And he turns around and he sees Nezuko, and he's like, "Hold up,
she's pretty."
He's like, "Hold up, I risked my life, and you're walking around with this beautiful girl." He's like, "I took you for a good person, and you're walking around with a gorgeous woman." And he starts to wait. You remember he goes quiet and he starts to get his demon, like his sleep power. I'm like,
he's actually awake.
He about to mess Tanjiro up just because his sister is cute though.
Thunderstep, flash, slash, whatever the fuck it was called.
Just about to slice Tanjiro up just for having a cute sister, and I'm just like, oh, this is wild.
Yeah, and I guess this is when I hated the episode because again, we get hit with the Sopranos ending, and it shit just basically goes black, and Tanjiro just doesn't even get a word out before Zetsuo just keeps going crazy and turns into a complete simp.
I'm sorry, man. I have to say, I love Zenitsu.
You like that character?
I love him. I hate his personality. Let's be real. I hate his personality. I can't disagree with that. I don't like his personality, but I love his power because it's so like once he starts, right? It's immediately like a whole different vibe.
Yeah, 100%. Give me that character all the time. I mean, I know they can't because of ropes and whatnot. But like, dude, just. He's so.
I think they have to do it for growth. They have to do it for growth.
Yeah. So maybe he grows into his own power.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be more satisfying than him just already having it and destroying the world. Because literally, I think he could still beat anybody.
Yeah, he's strong. If he slices you, that's just it. Because you're not gonna beat that. He's too fast.
You're not gonna see it coming. No way. So, yeah, this episode was pretty good. If I had to rate it, we don't have our Mic Check Waifu rating system yet. So again, write it into miccheckwaifuwaifu.com/contact and give us any ideas.
Yeah,
or just whatever you want to talk about. We willing to talk to you.
Exactly. You have an idea on ratings, you can throw a couple out there. Like just give us 1 or 2 ideas for what you think a top rating or bottom rating might be, and we might throw that into our list.
True. And also, again, if you want to just write to us about anything, ask us questions about anything, do it. Why not? We don't always have to give you a topic. You can give us stuff too.
Exactly.
But other than that, yeah, it's a
What's
great.
your rating?
Well, we'll say.
Let's do 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Ugh, 5s are so
Well,
hard for me. Okay. Um, this would probably be a. Can we do halves? We doing halves?
no, we don't. No half. So we can't do
I
halves.
hate you so much. Okay. Because with 5, there's no middle of the road.
3 is middle of the road.
3
It's right in
isn't
the
middle
middle.
of the road.
I know. We just 3 is
I'm about to say
average.
that's not how math works. You were smart.
I know. I'm just saying 3 is we just putting 3 at average.
Okay, I call it a 3 then.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so
we need y'all help. Help us come up with a rankings.
I'm gonna say a 3 as well because I enjoyed parts of it. Like,
Oh my God.
it would be a 4 for sure if the episode didn't end the way it did.
And we've been saying that. We said it about last week's episode, didn't we?
Well, I think last week, yeah, I think we said the same thing. It would be a 4 if it didn't end the way it did. But the way this episode picked up, I was like, oh yeah,
True.
this is fire immediately.
They threw him.
That ending though was like, okay. I mean, I could have had a better ending. It's an okay, mediocre ending.
Yeah.
So it
And
kind of
we talk about this a lot, but fuck, man, that animation, bro.
yeah.
God damn, dude. When
It was so smooth in that fight.
Oh my God. When he did the Rey Mysterio on him. Yo, bro, how do you animate that so well?
How? That you
Every
had to have
piece of
somebody
it.
sit down and like just like, hey, look, I need you to spin around this person for like 10 minutes so I can actually sit there and draw it. And then we're gonna go to our computer and actually animate that in.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. I couldn't take it. Man, that's it for Demon Slayer episode 14. But now
We got one more
little
for you.
bonus recap for The Ones Within. The Ones Within is a new summer anime that dropped yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. All right. So this anime had me going, bro. So okay, I want to start off by saying the dub version, right? The dub version has the voice of Deku English dub, which is a pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So Deku is the main voice of the main character here too. And it kind of fits his personality because the dub personality of this main character, he's super happy-go-lucky. And what streamer is he? Is he
he does escape games.
Escape games. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So he does escape games, and per the other 7 other characters, they do specifically streams of particular genres. Like the first girl he meets when they transport to this world, she does horror games, and then this other person that they meet, he does history games. Like literally in the order that he meets them.
Yeah. And like fighting games. Like some of them do fighting games, you know.
Yeah, the dude with the helmet on his back does fighting games. Chick with the scarf, she does farming sims, which is pretty dope because I'm a big Stardew Valley kind of guy myself.
I know.
That Stardew Valley is pretty dope. And Animal Crossing.
We all love Animal Crossing.
The guy with the face mask, he does stealth games, which is pretty awesome. Like streaming stealth games. I wonder how that goes.
I can't wait to see how that comes into play later.
Yeah, dude. Me too.
My dude.
Me too. What does the long hair chick stream again? I don't even know. Glasses?
Yuzu?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She is I don't think it says, no. It doesn't say anything about what game she plays.
Wait, is this time out? Is she even in this episode?
I don't think we saw her in this episode.
Oh shit, I just spoiled myself, I think, bro. Looking at the picture.
They did. She wasn't there. She's the one who plays these puzzle games and labyrinth games.
That's right. Okay, the maze games.
So she was there.
She does the maze games. Woo. I thought she was the girl in the episode that was about to set the main character on fire.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's get through the beginning first before we talk about that because I want to talk about that too.
So the beginning starts off with basically them getting this invitation on their different emails and whatnot, saying, "Hey, welcome. Congratulations, you're invited to. And this is all we see on the screen. Like as viewers, all we see is them saying, "Congratulations, you're invited to," and it doesn't really say what they're invited to. But they're apparently invited to something, and all we see is the main character, which is Akatsuki. He wakes up in his world next to the girl. You know the girl's name?
He wakes up next to, was it Karen?
I think that was her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Karen. So Akatsuki wakes up next to Karen, and he kind of reaches over to essentially see if she's like still breathing, and she immediately gets up and calls him a hentai
Of course.
or pervert because she thinks like he's reaching for her boobs, and they do make it clear that she has a bit of cleavage going on.
A lot.
They make it clear she had a bit of cleavage going on, but realistically, he was trying to be a good guy.
Of course.
And immediately after that, they hear stomping through the woods, which they realize it's a giant panda bear.
So they have to like immediately get up and run from this giant hulking panda bear that's fucking terrorizing whatever that's going on. And then out of nowhere, this dead rat comes flying out of the woods, being killed by, what's the guy that does the history games name?
Was that Kaikyo?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds familiar. And he comes and kills the rat, and then like the panda bear is still literally stumbling behind him, and they stop and turn around. Well, the main character does stop and turn around and literally like begins to befriend the panda bear, which was
So. But what was really cool about that whole thing is that Akatsuki, after all of that happened, because Kaikoko, or I think it's Kaikoko, he says that you have to go for their eyes. That's how you kill them, right? Because it's a giant rat. But then they're referencing the panda bear too. And Akatsuki, she's like, Karen says, "Oh my God, Akatsuki, you're trying to get away and everything like that." While she's risking her life or she's going to die or something.
Right.
But Akatsuki is saying, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. So he climbs a tree, gets up there, and he gets to in front of the panda bear, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, the panda bear is gonna get you. You're gonna die." Basically, he hugs, or like he basically makes friends with the panda bear, like Polow said.
Right.
And what it is that he noticed that the panda bear didn't even look at them when initially it was stepping towards them. So they weren't on the panda bear's like, "Oh, I'm hungry and I'm going to come eat you," or the panda bear wasn't mad at them. He just was able to notice that very quickly. So I think that's going to be something that comes into play too, where like how fast he notices things is going to be very important.
And if you notice, like when he's noticing things, his eyes light up like this light greenish blue, which is something that happened in the very first game that they have to after they get into classroom, and the leader, which what they call him, the Paka, starts to explain to everybody what's going on and what they're and their goal. And basically their goal is to get, what was it, 100 million views for the live stream that they're currently in. Now,
exactly.
Did they clarify if is it individually or all of them just together has to get 100 million views? I think it's a together thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they said specifically, but I do believe it's together. So everyone has to do it together.
Yeah, because they only show like one set number at the end of the episode. But what this reminds me of, and I don't know if you ever played the games or if you ever watched the anime, but if you haven't, please watch it. This reminds me of Danganronpa.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just like Danganronpa, but except, without the, well, I don't want to spoil Danganronpa. So
yeah, I say Danganronpa, everyone dies.
Yeah. True.
Did you plan on living to the end of this? Good try.
True. So yeah, but I absolutely adore it, man. It was so much fun. The after they're introduced by the pack introduces everybody and what they're there for and what they're there to do. They then gets put into their first game, and the main character Akatsuki actually accepts the invite to be the first player. He's like, "Hey, can we just volunteer to be the player?" And he's like, "Okay." And he ended up being a player with Karen, the mask guy, which they don't have his name on. Oh, yes, they do. Zakiro, and fucking was it the fighter dude?
I can't remember who was the fourth person.
I think it was the fighter dude.
Anya.
Yeah. Anya. And they basically had to get 3 wishes from the spirit by using the Ouija board. And the first wish was the spirit wanted some water. The second wish was the spirit wanted a friend, and the main character Akatsuki gives the spirit the water and gives the spirit, hey, yeah, I'll be your friend.
And they take water from the flower vase, remember?
The flower vase, yeah. And then they pour it on the Ouija board. And then the second wish, Akatsuki says, I'll be your friend. And then the third wish, what was the third wish?
The third wish was to come with him now, I think it was.
Yeah.
And what happened was Akatsuki starts to be like pulled away from the board. And everyone like freaks out. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you moving away from the board? And he's like, no, I'm not pulling myself away. It's just happening.
Pulled away. Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah,
go ahead. I was gonna say he gets pulled outside of the classroom essentially. And I actually was expecting something crazy from this. I was expecting him to actually die. He gets pulled out of the window and he lands on the panda bear's head.
The panda bear that he befriended earlier in that episode, which kind of set the tone for how this is gonna go. Because after that, he then comes back into the window, and the girl's literally about to set the entire classroom on fire, saying, I want you to be my friend right now. You have to come with me to die. And he basically walks up to her and say, hey, listen, I'll be your friend, but I'm sorry I can't come with you right now. But I promise
when everything's over.
Yeah, and when everything's over, I will. And I'm like, wait, what? So he befriends her. She's all sad and whatnot. And they basically beat the first game, and the episode ends, coming to an end with them in the lunchroom eating together, and they're just becoming friends, I guess, if you will.
Yes.
But man, holy shit.
Yeah. What I'm hype about is to see how they put each person in their element, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like Akatsuki is already that character. He's gonna be my favorite character, for sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the character who seems to put himself in just to kind of help alleviate the pressure off of others.
Exactly.
And possibly even let others kind of figure things out while he's taking the forefront.
True. What did Makino didn't even have a role, right? The dude with the headband who was basically just asleep.
Yeah, he was sitting in the back. But
what game did he play?
So Makino, he plays dating simulators. That's what it was. And that's why he didn't talk, because they said that he chooses to say as little as possible, even when he streams.
Yep.
And that when he talks, or when he uses his eyes for communication in most scenarios.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be that like cute boy who gets the attention of all the girls.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But man, this is definitely the one of the summer, man. I can't wait to keep watching this one.
Dude, I'm telling you, I
hate waiting week to week though, which sucks.
This has to be that breakout.
Yeah, 100%.
This is gonna be that breakout show.
Oh man, and with that, I guess we wrap up episode 4 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. These episodes keep getting so good. You're getting so much better, man.
I'm loving every bit of it.
It's so good. I enjoy it every week. This is what I look forward to. It's been hard for me to even watch games. Do I want to play Final Fantasy or do I want to watch some anime? That's becoming my life right now. So if you like the show, remember you can listen to it on all podcasting services, but please go over to iTunes and just rate and leave a comment, if you will. Just write to us at miccheckwaifuwaifu.com/contact, and on anything that you want us to talk about, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to bring up, or correct us. I really would love for people to correct us on our shit, because we don't get everything right. We don't have time to look up everything. We just kind of go with the flow and talk, which is what we normally do anyway. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, man, we appreciate y'all for listening. I guess this is where we end it. I'm at Polow Bornfly on Twitter.
And I'm at King Teliano on Twitter.
Make sure you follow our Facebook fan page and check out the website, miccheckwaifuwaifu.com. See y'all next time. Bye.
Later.
One way or another.
Bye, Craig.
See you later, Craig.